Yeah, there's no doubt this was a difficult decision by the United Kingdom, given the friendship we have with Israel. I mean, only a few months ago, RAF jets were scrambled to help defend Israel from that large Iranian drone and missile attack. But yesterday's announcement has come after weeks of warnings from the international community, including David Cameron, the last foreign secretary, that Israel was still not taking all possible measures to prevent civilian suffering and damage to infrastructure, and more generally, allowing the scale of urgent aid into Gaza, which the UN is calling for. So we still seem to see an absence of a military strategy that might take us towards a ceasefire and the space for a future governance and security to be agreed. So far from being resolved, this conflict continues to escalate, with Iran and Iran's proxies being actively involved. But more widely, America is now openly frustrated that Netanyahu has stalled on every new ceasefire deal that the US have helped broker with Hamas. Instead, Israel's been deploying its superior military might. That's caused so much infrastructure damage and civilian deaths. And that is what's led to Britain's decision to suspend some arms exports today.
Yeah, 30 out of 350 export licenses. Effective or symbolic?
Symbolic, very much symbolic. I mean, as you say, the Arms Export Control Act is very, very clear. It's not a decision about whether international law has been broken, but there is a phrase in there to say that if there is clear risk that they might be used, weapon systems might be used to commit serious violations of international humanitarian law, then Britain must act. So it is symbolic, as you suggest. It'll affect some components of aircraft, helicopters, and drones. It won't affect Israel's material ability to fight, but it would have been done with the blessing of the United States. There would have been back-channel discussions with Washington to say, what more can we do to place pressure on Netanyahu to come to the table, organize a ceasefire, and allow the remaining hostages, hopefully, to be released. It's not a comparator to say that, look what Hamas is doing, how bad they are. They're a terrorist organization. But Israel is a state that signed up to international law, and that's where Britain has now stepped in to make sure that those laws are adhered to.